Hey guys, it's Liza here, and it's been about 2 weeks since the previous live stream session. So I am super happy to be back here, and I hope that today's live stream will be helpful and you will find something insightful in my tips and tricks. So today we will discuss 5 useful things you could apply to your online teaching classes in 2022. So this new year is coming, and it is really important to make sure you can enhance your English classes somehow. And I am here to share several tips that you can actually utilize. Stay tuned, and we will discuss all of them. Right here on the screen, you can actually see the topic of today's session. But if you have any further questions related to the point, feel free to use the comments section. And at the same time, if you want to ask me anything related to TEFL or Tesol, feel free to do so during the session as well. So let me change my screen a little bit, and let's start. Okay, so basically every time I start with my short introduction. My name is Liza. If you don't know me yet, yeah, hey everyone, thanks for joining in. Yeah, just send me a couple of words about yourself in the comments section, because it is always more pleasant to deliver these live stream sessions to the audience who is active and can communicate with me, because it is more motivating for me as a speaker, you know. So I am an ESL teacher and a TEFL and Tesol expert at ITTT. I'm located in Yekaterinburg, Russia, so it means that I am a non-native ESL speaker. So I've been teaching for many years already, and for the past almost 3 years, I've been working online completely. So I find it easier and more convenient, and that is why I go live and talk about online lessons a little bit more compared to some other topics. So I hope that today's live stream will be insightful for you, because I will actually share several trends and something which is surely have to be implied by ESL teachers who are, like, you know, modern teachers. So stay tuned, stay here with me. And yeah, don't be shy to introduce yourself in the comments section. So where are you from? How long have you been teaching? It's really interesting to learn, especially if you're new to these live stream sessions, because most of the time, you know, we have like old visitors, those who participate regularly. But if you haven't seen these live stream sessions before, just go ahead and introduce yourself. If you are not new to these live stream sessions, just feel free to say your greetings to me. I'm always happy to see familiar faces. You know, I know all of those avatars, so I can recognize you guys. All right, so I think it's the time to start the main point of today's presentation, and let's dive into right into the topic. So the most important point, I believe every teacher has to apply to their online lessons, and maybe not just to online lessons, but to offline classes as well. It is gamification. So basically this idea isn't new, but I can surely see that not many teachers use it. Not many teachers try to apply this idea to their online classes. And here are several reasons why you should try it. So basically, gamification helps to engage students with content better. It allows them to get more motivated and engaged during the lesson and during the course as well. If you have like a sequence of classes which are somehow connected with each other, and it is usually like that. So basically, if you try gamification, it makes your teaching and students learning fun and interactive. Another factor which is also really meaningful to us English teachers is that gamification helps to create this addiction to learning. And we surely want our students to come back regularly and to be inspired to study with us. So if you apply this trick in your online teaching classes, it will surely boost your progress, boost your students' progress, and they will stay with you much longer. It works actually not just with younger students, but with adults as well. So if you work with students who are like over 18 years, it is also all right to use some games, some activities that are interactive and seem to be fun and maybe even funny, because some laughter helps a lot. Another points of gamification is that there are some special motivators, so you have to think about helping your students to achieve something. So maybe if you create some milestones or create some achievements or like rankings, it would also help your students to get more involved. It works with groups, it works with individual students, and this is like a #1 trend in ESL Teaching Online. So make sure you try it. If you want some more information about gamification, you can actually Google it. There are a lot of useful tips on the internet, but I can also share different resources that might be helpful if you want to make your lessons more engaging and interactive. I will let you know how I'm going to share these tips a little bit later at the end of the session, but I will definitely share a little bit more content with you on this topic. So stay tuned. All right, let me quickly check the screen, not the screen, the chat box. So there is Rare watching from Japan. Thanks a lot for coming to this live stream session. And by the way, guys, feel free to introduce yourself. We are a nice community here of motivated English teachers, and I hope that this live stream session isn't just this one-sided presentation, but it's also like a networking thing where we can get to know each other better and, I don't know, maybe make some meaningful connections as professionals. So feel free to write something about yourself, maybe how long you are working as a teacher. So yeah, just something. And I'm moving on to the next point, which is the second trick, in my opinion, that is also extremely important in online teaching. It is individualization. So you want to make sure as a teacher that you deliver classes that are pretty individual, that are pretty straightforward for your English students. Even if you work with groups, you still want to craft your lessons and your course to some specific needs. And what you have to count is that your students' personality, students' needs, and you also have to include meaningful content based on these two first points. As an example, I work with a group of students. It's a small group of 3 people. They all are teenagers of 12 to 14 years. So 2 of them are like 12, 13, and another girl is almost 14. So we have this nice small group, and we are studying. We are preparing for a Cambridge exam, which is called KEY. So it's like an A2 exam in this sequence of exams. And what is challenging for me as a teacher there is that those students, they have something in common, but on the other hand, they are completely different. And when I work with this group, I always try to come up with some strategies when I involve all of them. How to do that? It is to provide this individualized content for them. Even if they are different, they still have something to share. And that's how I approach this group. Before each class, we have before the main part of the class, we have several minutes of a warm-up when we discuss some topics that are related to all of them. And at the same time, we play some games that are based on their common interests. But sometimes I help them to come up with their own ideas that are not that familiar to the rest of the group. And this is how we interact with each other and how we facilitate all of their different personalities. So it is not that challenging, basically, but you have to spend some time getting to know your students, even if there are even more than 3. Like if you work with a huge group, you still have to learn a little bit about each of your participants. How you can do so? You can offer them some questionnaires, some individualized tasks where you can see how they work, what are their styles, what are their interests, and so on. And after that, you, of course, have to analyze this content and understand what are their personal needs. And then you have to somehow include it into the course. It is always pretty specific for each group. It is much easier if you work with one-on-one students, but basically individualization, it is something we have to count. It is something we have to focus on when we even if we don't work with students yet, even if we start promoting our services. And if you look, if you research the market, you would see that there are actually a lot of offers that are crafted specifically for individual peculiarities. It is a common trend this day, but it is more common to online schools that have, more resources to provide something like that. We freelancing teachers also have to try it, and it will definitely work for us in terms of income, in terms of popularity of our services. So if you want to make sure that you have this stream of students coming to ask you for services, you need to provide something individual. So basically, just to review the ideas that we have already discussed, the number one thing to try in 2022 is gamification. The next thing is individualization. These two ideas are very trendy, and if you don't apply them right now, you won't probably make it next year, and you will probably fall behind, and some other teachers or online schools will, they will just take the stage, and you won't make sure that you have enough students. So you have to be up to date in this perspective. The next idea, which is also pretty interesting and at the same time quite obvious, charting your course. So what it means, you have to provide a better understanding what you're going to do with your student. Like a quick example, there are a lot of English teachers on sites like italki or Preply who offer their services but never specify what is the path. It's a mistake. It's a huge mistake, because students, if they are interested in studying, sometimes they still don't know why they need it. And you as a teacher are there to explain them that there is this specific clear goal. You will have these specific milestones or like benchmarks, and they will do it with this amount of comfort. It will be done in this way, not in that way. So it will be, for example, interactive. You will work on the course with different materials, with different games and so on, but not with this black and white book. So this is how it should be organized when you offer this service on this cold audience, when you actually promote your services on teaching marketplace, for example, because this way your potential clients will see some of the benefits why they should work with you. And to demonstrate it, let's have a look at these two examples. So, for example, one teacher whose name is Mary offers just English one-on-one. She doesn't specify anything. Maybe she says something like, well, apart from English one-on-one, we can also prepare for IELTS, for Cambridge exams. You will be able to work abroad and stuff, but nothing specific. On the contrary, teacher Alice offers a 12-lesson online course about IELTS, after which you or students will get 7+ band score. So if you compare these two types of teachers who provide their services, you will see that the second one is more specific. It is easier for their potential clients to understand how long it will take to prepare for IELTS and what result they will get after this course. So in this case, probably more students will go to the second teacher compared to the first one. That is why you have to be really specific. On the other hand, if you work with individual classes or even group classes, and you have been doing it for some time already, so you have your clients, you still have to set some goals and explain what it will take to, like, what efforts it will take to achieve those goals. Because setting up goals helps students to keep focused and stay motivated much longer. Compared to those situations when students don't have a specific goal. So in my practice, when I worked as a general English teacher, I kept failing all the time. My students stayed with me like for several months to 1 year, and then they left for somebody else just because they didn't see a point in those lessons. We prepared for nothing. We just drilled some activities, but they didn't have any specific goals in their mind. These days, what I do is I offer a specific course, which is a preparation course for Cambridge exams. So I have different types of students who prepare for different exams. Like some of them are younger, and some of them are a little bit older. But anyway, I work with those similar types of exams. And my offer is that we are going to prepare for Cambridge exams for 1 year or for 9 months, for example. After that, you have to go and pass this exam, go and take this exam. And just bearing this in mind, my students stay focused during the whole course. And by the way, I work with teenagers who are usually really challenged, really challenging for for teachers to work with, because they lose their motivation. They don't know how to. They don't know sometimes why they study, and so on and so forth. So make sure you prepare some specific goals, or maybe you even set those goals together with your students. So for example, it might be a nice idea for the introductory class, for the, for that class when you get to know your student for the first time, like a trial lesson. And just to make sure he or she will come back next time, you can offer to set those goals that are important and meaningful for those specific students. And then you will highlight some key points, what they have to look at together with you, and so on. All right. The next stage, the next trick that you have to try next year, or maybe even this year, don't lose any minute, it is attention. How to keep your students' attention proficiently. So first of all, you have to learn some strategies of content delivery. We all know this. You have probably already tried to study yourself this way, like when you are showed a piece of paper or like a course book PDF file, and during the whole class you are just going from one exercise to another exercise in that PDF book. This isn't a proactive approach to delivering classes for teachers, and at the same time, it's a daunting way to consume information, especially if it is new to students. So usually they lose their attention, especially considering the fact that our attention span online is just about 7 minutes compared to attention span of 18 minutes in a real classroom. So there is this huge gap between studying online and studying in a real classroom. We tend to lose our attention. And when it comes to teenagers and younger students, they will probably be focused on your lesson during 5 minutes or so, even less, I suppose. In my experience, when I worked with young students of like 7 to 9 years in an online school, they couldn't be focused for more than 5 minutes. So what we offered at that time was versatiling the content. So if you come up with some exercises, you need to make sure you provide them in different ways. And at the same time, you have to make sure that there are many different tasks in your toolbox when you deliver this class. So basically, once again, gamification is helpful to keep attention span. So just make sure you apply this strategy to this another idea. And what is also helpful is giving some surprises during the whole lesson. So surprises might be something very simple, like putting your students' names in a bowl, and picking one out of the bowl and asking that student. So if they know, if they expect they are going to be asked, then for you as a teacher, it will be easier to keep their attention. So your students are more likely to be focused on the lesson flow, on the lesson content. And the last thing I would like to repeat, because this is something I have already talked about in one of my previous live stream sessions, it is narrowing down your niche. So what I mean by a niche, so we all English teachers tend to work with general things. Especially those who are, newbies. If you got your TEFL certificate, like, I don't know, yesterday, you will probably go on the market with this common service of general English teaching. It is all right in terms of getting this first experience, but anyway, even if you are not experienced, I would recommend that you narrow down your niche straight away. Don't focus on this general group, which is really big. All people in the group, like those thousands and hundreds people, they have various needs, various pains, I would say, that you won't probably be able to satisfy. That is why it is always better to offer something which is specific and which targets this smaller audience. So, for example, if you like to work with young students but not with adults, then make sure you offer your services to young students only. And if you want to narrow down even more, find something that is important for your young students and offer that to them. So in my case, it was offering teenagers this exam preparation. Usually teens don't know that they have to prepare for exams, but it is when you start working with their parents, because basically you target two different groups of people: students on the first place and those who pay for those students, aka their parents. So make sure you give some specific services and you target a specific audience. And you will see that this trick will help you to provide higher quality services. It will bring you more opportunities for professional development, because you will no longer need to spend time on, I don't know, some general things for preparing for general teaching methodologies or stuff like that. You will focus on the group you work with. It works brilliant. It is much easier for us as teachers in terms of preparation as well. For example, because last year one of my other students prepared for the same type of exam. This year I just copy most of the activities, and then I just add something individual for those students who work on the same exam preparation course this year. So for me, it is easier to copy something and to add something more specific and individual than to start everything from scratch. And it is how it is usually done if you have many different types of students, if they are from like different age groups, if they have different learning goals, learning styles, and so on. So make sure you at least try to narrow down your niche. And eventually you will see that it also works really good in terms of increasing your hourly rate and as a consequence, your income. So this is probably one of the best tricks that I really like. But of course, you have to try to combine this one with everything that I have mentioned previously, that I have mentioned earlier. And well, basically, this is the end of my presentation, but it's not the end of the live stream session. So if you have any questions related to TEFL teaching, related to online teaching, feel free to ask me in the comments section. I will stay here for another 5 to 10 minutes. And just to mention, this live stream session is provided by ITTT. We are a leading TEFL and Tesol provider. And if you're willing to increase your professional skills in English teaching, feel free to check out our website. Let me drop out the link in the chat box. So if you follow this link from the chat box, you will get a 30% discount of any TEFL courses, especially if you got interested in this narrowing your niche. If you think about it, you could also check out one of our specialized TEFL courses for online teaching, for teaching young learners and teaching business English, which is actually the best out of all of them. So yeah, just go ahead and check out this website. And also, if you see this QR code in the top right corner, it is basically the same link. So if it is more convenient for you to just click on the, not click, to scan the QR code, go ahead and do that. It is also a nice opportunity. All right, and let me change the slide quickly and see. Oh no, this is the last slide, so let me probably do like this. Yeah. And here we go. So right now, let's do this Q&A time. I will answer your questions from the chat box. Let me quickly see it. All right. Emran shared his kind feedback with me. Thanks a lot for sending your nice and warm words. I really appreciate it. And there is also Philip, who is our regular viewer. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Okay. And there is a question from Aaron. I hope to pronounce the name correctly. If not, please let me know how to do it better. Let me do the following. So how to find online jobs for those who have a TEFL, for those who have a TEFL certification. So the first idea is to go to our website. We have this section, which is called jobs. Let me show it actually. I can do that by sharing my screen. 1 second. Yeah, so here we go. I think I have to expand it a little bit. So if you see this section right here, you can click on it and then you will be able to see some of the options we have. There is even this online section, which is called online jobs. So you can start from this part and just get some understanding how to apply for jobs, how to find jobs, and so on. And on the other hand, how you can do it even more proactively, probably. I always suggest researching yourself. There are so many different offers, so many different online teaching marketplaces like italki, Preply, and so on. You can check out those. If you haven't seen my one of my previous live stream session about online teaching websites, just make sure you find this live stream in the folder on YouTube or on Facebook. So there is one live stream that is devoted to everything related to online teaching jobs. And another idea is to starting offering your services online to your friends, to your relatives, and asking them to share your information with somebody else. So the word of mouth, it is actually the best thing to promote your services. I would say that it is the best thing for me. So I now have I don't remember how many exactly. So I have a lot of students. I found one online only. So they found my article on a social media, and that's how they got connected with me and started working with me. And after that, they started recommending me to their friends and relatives. And I got, I think after them, I got 2 more students. So from that network. And yeah, that's how I did it. Okay. There is another question. What is your advice about teaching in China? So it depends. If you want to work with the Chinese market online, there are some challenges these days because of this new Chinese policy that blocks that blocks to this work for online teaching schools like well, VIP Kid and stuff like that. If you want to go abroad and work in China in a real classroom, you still have to research because of the COVID restrictions. They are probably still not hiring because it is impossible to enter the country. So basically, my advice about China would be to go to the Chinese embassy and check out for updates. This is how it's done. And another thing is what you have to check is if they invite non-native ESL teachers these days, because some time ago it was also a challenge. Some teachers could work in China without that American or English passport, but then they restricted, they limited the number of countries whose citizens can work there. So it is really subjective. You have to check the most updated information on their embassy website. All right. Are there any further questions to me, guys? Let me know. Because we are 40 minutes live, and that was the end of my live stream session, not of the live stream session, of my presentation. So probably you have anything else on your mind? If yes, oh, by the way, let me invite you in my Facebook group as well. So I have this Facebook group, and it's like a closed teaching community. So you can actually join in. I will be really, really pleased if you become a part of this small teaching community. And if you have any further questions, you will be able to ask them in the group. There are many other teachers who can be also helpful. All right, and I see another question about those old live streams. Let me send you a link to the YouTube folder. I think it is easier to find that live stream on YouTube. I will be really quick. Okay, just 1 second. So we store all of the live stream sessions in this folder. It is right here. How to share this link? I'm not sure. Okay. There are actually 89 events. That's because we go live every week twice. So I go live on Tuesday usually, and my colleague Linda goes live every Friday or Thursday. It depends. So by the way, if you're interested in another type of advice, which is like Linda is more professional in terms of teaching abroad, because she worked in China, she worked in Korea. I actually also worked in China, but still my knowledge right now is a little bit limited because I haven't researched the country and the regulations after I left it. And it was like 2 years ago. Yeah, but almost 3. In 2022, it will be 3 years since I stopped working in China. So Linda is more professional, I suppose. So if you have any questions related to teaching abroad, check out some of her previous streams. So here is this link to our folder on YouTube. In this folder, you will find all previous live stream sessions, and there is actually one video, one interview done by me in April. So I would say that it is once again slightly outdated, but anyway, I gave a lot of tips, not I, but my friend gave a lot of tips related to teaching in China as a non-native ESL speaker. So you can check out that live stream. It is actually really popular. And I also done another interview with my friend who works on Preply. So if you want to start working online, you can check out that live stream as well, because my friend gave a lot of tips how to create that profile, how to find students on the marketplace, and so on. So yeah, just check out some of the previous streams, and I hope they also will be useful and informative for you. And I hope the same can be said about today's live stream. For me, it was a really nice talk, guys. Thanks for your activity. Thanks for asking questions. I think that is the end of today's live stream session. But if you have any further questions, you can direct message me or ask me on the group, on the Facebook group. I will try my best to assist you. And also, I think that I am going to share several ways to gamify your classes in a blog post on my Facebook group. So join in and stay tuned. Thanks a lot, guys. See you next week. Bye-bye.